All right, so I'm going to be going over if 128 gigabytes is enough for the iPhone 13. So Apple switched up storage offerings once again on the 13 series, removing the 64 gig option, sort of like how they killed the 16 and 32 gigabyte back in the day. This means if you want to get a new iPhone 13, you're going to need to pick between the 128 gig, the 256, and 512. Now, bigger isn't always better, nor is it always excessive. So I'm going to start things off talking about the 128 gigabyte, which I feel like is going to be enough for most people, and that's actually what I went with as well. Now, with that much storage, you can hold around 3,300 apps with an average size of 33 megabytes. Now, I just gave you a huge number, but the point here is that, most people aren't going to have more than 100 apps or so on their iPhones, so you can fit a ton of apps on 128 gigabytes. Now, as far as photos, that's 35,000 photos and up to 45 hours of 1080p videos using that 128 gig size. So, looking at photos and videos, that is a ton. Now, I've got my iPhone 12 mini on my right here, which was a 64 gig, and I was using this for about a year, so you can kind of see that I didn't even use all of the storage on it. So prior to getting the iPhone 13 mini, which I have here on my left, I put a decent amount of stuff on it to get going, but honestly, I never even filled up the 64 gig after having it for a year. So when you're looking at this, I would have to say that 128 gigabytes is going to be fine for most people. Now, I also want to kind of cover the 256. Now, 256 gigabytes of storage is a ton, and if you plan on using the iPhone 13 for like 3 to 5 years, then maybe you'd want to get this option. Now, you'll be able to hold 70,000 photos and shoot up to 98 hours of HD video. There is a price jump, however, every time you go up a gig size, so it's going to be an extra $100. Now, I do want to point out one thing here, guys, in that you could always opt for more iCloud storage. So for $120 a year or $10 a month, you can grab a 2 terabyte plan from Apple and store all of your content in the cloud. And that's actually what I do as well. So it may be expensive, but you'll save having to pay less on an iPhone 13. Plus, having a big iCloud storage bank is useful, especially for people who love to take a lot of photos. So honestly, if it was me, I would just go with the 128 gigabyte option. I feel like it's going to be plenty. It's going to offer more than enough storage for most people, and it's what I decided to go with for my iPhone 13 mini. Okay, so I did want to wrap things up doing some gameplay on this new Apple Arcade release, Castlevania, because the game is awesome. If you guys have any questions at all about picking the right gig size or anything like that on the iPhone 13 series, feel free to message me below in the comments. If you didn't tap the like button now, please do that, and let's check out some of this gameplay.